What is going on? Fight FANS? Ronda Rousey is dropping BOMBS on UFC Fighter Pay, and it is explosive. The former champion is laying into the promotion, claiming top stars are struggling to make ends meet, with some even resorting to drastic measures to earn a living. We've got all the details on her scathing remarks and the potential fallout. Then, get ready for some huge numbers. UFC 326 delivered an absolute monster audience on CBS, pulling in millions of viewers and setting new records. We're breaking down the massive viewership numbers and what it means for the future of UFC on network television. And the octagon shifts are real. Charles Oliveira's dominant performance against Max Holloway has shaken up the UFC rankings, pushing him up and sending Blessed down. We're diving deep into the updated pound-for-pound list and seeing who else made moves. But the biggest shocker? Jon Jones is calling for his release from the UFC, claiming he was lowballed for a White House card and demanding to be let go. Is this the end of an era? We've got the full story and what it could mean for the heavyweight division. Stay locked in, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a second of this action-packed episode.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the PopSockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
It used to be that the UFC was the best place you could come in combat sports to make a living and be paid fairly. And now it's no longer. It's one of the worst places to go. Those are the explosive words from UFC legend Ronda Rousey, who has gone on a scorched earth rant about the current state of fighter pay within the promotion. Fresh off announcing her return to combat sports for a Netflix boxing match against Gina Carano on May 16, Rousey didn't hold back when asked about the UFC's financial practices. She pointed to fighters struggling to support their families, even mentioning that champions like Valentina Shevchenko are resorting to platforms like OnlyFans to supplement their income. Rousey argued that despite the UFC's massive new deal with Paramount worth billions, they are failing to provide a living wage for their athletes, leading to top talent seeking opportunities elsewhere. She believes this short-sighted greed is causing the promotion to bleed talent and is detrimental to the future of the sport, urging potential athletes to consider other combat sports like boxing or even football instead of MMA. Rousey's comments have ignited a firestorm in the MMA community, with fans and analysts debating the fairness of fighter compensation. Her direct criticism, especially referencing a champion like Shevchenko, is expected to draw a strong reaction and further scrutiny on the UFC's business model. Don't go anywhere, because the numbers are in for UFC 326, and they are staggering. Plus, find out who climbed and who fell in the latest UFC rankings after Oliveira's massive win. The CBS audience figures, measured by Nielsen, do not include those who watched the fights on Paramount+, which is the primary platform for UFC under its new media rights agreement. UFC 326 just made history on network television, delivering a colossal audience for its debut on CBS. The preliminary bouts and the early part of the main card pulled in an astounding 2.47 million viewers between 8 and 10 p.m. ET, marking the most-watched UFC telecast on linear television in a decade. This is a monumental leap from their previous average on ESPN networks, showcasing the power of broad network reach. The main event itself, which aired exclusively on Paramount+, undoubtedly added millions more to the total viewership. This comes after UFC 324, the first card to stream solely on Paramount+, reportedly drew nearly 5 million viewers and attracted about 1 million new subscribers to the platform. The 2-hour CBS simulcast also significantly boosted the network's Saturday primetime performance, with massive increases in key demographics like adults 1834 and 1849. This record-breaking viewership on CBS has the MMA world buzzing about the potential for future network partnerships and the continued growth of UFC's audience. Analysts are pointing to this as a major win for the promotion's media strategy, demonstrating their ability to attract both hardcore fans on streaming and a broader casual audience on traditional television. But the impact of UFC 326 goes beyond viewership numbers. We're revealing how Charles Oliveira's dominant performance has shaken up the official UFC rankings. As a result, Oliveira returns to the promotion's pound-for-pound rankings at number 12. Holloway drops all the way down to number 15. Charles Oliveira made a thunderous statement at UFC 326, not only capturing the BMF title, but also significantly altering the UFC's pound-for-pound landscape. His dominant performance against Max Holloway, which saw him control the fight for the better part of 5 rounds with relentless ground and pound, has earned him a return to the coveted pound-for-pound rankings at the number 12 spot. Conversely, Max Holloway, despite his incredible toughness and reputation, has fallen 5 spots in the rankings, now sitting at number 15. This shakeup reflects the media-driven nature of the rankings, where a decisive victory like Oliveira's against a top contender like Holloway carries significant weight. The update also sees the debut of bantamweight prospect Raul Rosas Jr. in the rankings after his victory over Rob Font. The MMA community is abuzz with discussions about Oliveira's claim to be ranked above legends like Khabib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev, with this win adding considerable fuel to that debate. Fans are closely watching how these rankings shifts will impact future matchmaking and title implications across various divisions. And speaking of matchmaking and fighter demands, a bombshell has just dropped. Jon Jones is making headlines, and he's demanding his release from the UFC. If the UFC truly feels like I'm done, then I respectfully ask to be released from my contract today. Heavyweight champion Jon Jones has publicly stated that his negotiations for a potential fight at the upcoming UFC Freedom 250 event at the White House fell apart due to the UFC lowballing him, and he is now requesting his release from the promotion. In a lengthy post on X, Jones directly contradicted UFC president Dana White's earlier statements that Jones was never considered for the card. Jones claims his team was actively negotiating, and even after he lowered his initial demands, the offer presented was unacceptable. This situation adds another layer to Jones's complex relationship with the UFC, recalling a similar contract dispute in June 2025 that led to his temporary retirement. Despite White's assertion that Jones is done with the UFC, Jones revealed that the promotion was still attempting to book him for the White House card very recently, albeit for a significantly reduced fee. The possibility of Jones seeking a lucrative payday elsewhere, potentially against Francis Ngannou, who also recently left the UFC, has sent shockwaves through the combat sports world. Adding to the drama, Conor McGregor weighed in, suggesting he was also considered for the White House card, but ultimately bypassed to maximize revenue for his own eventual return. McGregor expressed his frustration with the promotion's booking process, likening fighters to cattle awaiting their turn. The uncertainty surrounding Jones's future has ignited intense speculation among fans and pundits about his next move and the potential impact on the heavyweight division, both within and outside the UFC. That's all the breaking news for now, but we've got a rapid-fire recap coming right up. Stick around for the full breakdown and your chance to tell us what you think. And that's a wrap on today's news. Ronda Rousey is calling out UFC fighter pay, UFC 326 shattered viewership records on CBS, Charles Oliveira's win reshakes the rankings, and Jon Jones is demanding his release. What a show! Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to news, hit that notification bell, leave a comment with your thoughts on all this drama, and follow us on all our social media channels for even more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.